In this tutorial, we will write a Java program to find GCD using recursion. We already did a program to find GCD, but that was a non-recursive solution, and this time we will do so by using recursion. So let's write a function public static, and it will return an integer, and let's say GCD greatest common divisor. It will take an integer, and we need to check, it will not take just one integer, basically greatest common factor of two numbers, so integer num1, integer num2. There you go. And our base case will be while n or num2 is equals to 0, and if it is, we just return n1 because that will be our GCD. Otherwise, and else, we return, we call the function itself GCD, and we say we pass n2, which is our num2, and num1 remainder by num2. Yeah, that's it. Let's run it, and then I'll explain the code. So we take a number from user, enter a number, user will enter the number, we store into a variable called num1 equals to reader dot next int, or let me take just assign myself value. Num1 is 366 and num2 is 60, and my integer GCD will be GCD, and I pass num1 and num2 into it, and I print them the GCD of num1 and num2 is GCD. So I think this should work. Let's run and see. Okay, if we did not do any mistake, this should run. So mistake is, oh, this is our num1 basically. Okay, so the GCD of 366 and 60 is 6, which is quite right. So what actually happening is we have created an object of scanner class which will help us. So this is not basically necessary because we are not taking input from user this time, so let's remove it. We have declared two integers, number 1 and number 2, and we are passing it into the GCD. And what GCD basically doing is, I would like to show you a picture which I have created, this one. So this is the execution steps of every iteration. So in first iteration we have passed 366 and 60, so our num1 is 366 and num2 is 360. So num1 remainder by num2 will be 6. So in next step, if you see, in next step what we are doing is we are passing num2 and num1 remainder by num2, and this is 6. So what we are passing, 60 and 6. There you go, we are passing 60 and 6, and this time our num1 is 60 and num2 is 6. And if you take num1 remainder by num2, 60 remainder by 6 is 0, and since our now num2 is 0, so what we are passing now, num2 first 6 and this remainder which is 0. So now we are passing 6 and 0, and this is final iteration. Why? Because our num2 is 0, num1 is 6, num2 is 0, and since our num2 is 0, this condition will be true, and we are returning num1. So we are returning num1 which is 6, so this will not go on. This will be returned 6, so which is our GCD. So that's it with this tutorial. I hope you learned something. If you did, please subscribe my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in next tutorial with a new program.